Good morning, half-asters. In this video, we're going to be exploring many islands in the South Pacific, starting with Bora Bora, and then we're making our way over on the cruise over to Australia, as you know if you watched the previous video. But in this video, we're going to talk about something different because anybody who's traveled to the South Pacific Islands can tell you that it can be prohibitively expensive, especially if you're relying on cruise ship excursions, because some of them are very expensive. Let's just put it that way. They could be out of your price range. For just a snorkel excursion, you could be priced out. So we're going to be talking about ways that you can travel the South Pacific Islands on a budget. We're going to talk about ways that we have found that we can save a little bit of money here and there while we still experience everything that these islands have to offer. So we hope you enjoy the video. Just stay tuned after this important information from the Half-Assed Cruisers.
Hey there, I'm Rose.
And I'm Dan. And we are the Half-Assed Travelers. Good day from Bora Bora.
Day.
As you can see, the weather behind us, it's absolutely beautiful here. Unfortunately, it wasn't like this morning. We had originally intended on doing some kind of a snorkeling excursion. We hadn't booked anything, but we were kind of on the fence of what we were going to do when we were here. But when we arrived this morning at about 10 o'clock, the weather wasn't looking good. In fact, there was a torrential downpour. So we decided to skip the excursion. There's a few reasons. The weather wasn't the only reason. If you're familiar with Bora Bora at all, this is one of the most expensive islands.
Yep.
In the South Pacific, and it shows in the amount of money that the shore excursions cost.
Yeah.
We had just been snorkeling in one of the most beautiful snorkeling places in the world. So to pay over $300 for a 4-hour snorkeling trip,
$350.
yeah, after we had already been snorkeling and seen some amazing snorkeling, it seemed a little excessive to us. I mean, if we had not done that snorkeling, and if this was like a once-in-a-lifetime trip for us, we probably would have done it anyway. I don't know, that's still a lot of money, but we just decided, no, we're not going to do that. And of course, so we spent the morning up at the pool, just hanging out. We had lunch, and then the weather cleared. So now we're going to go ashore. Yes?
Do a little exploring?
Yeah. This is a tender port. It took them about an hour and a half.
You want to show them?
Yeah. Oh, there's a tender going over right there. Yeah. And it took them about an hour and a half to call through all the numbers. Now, Norwegian Cruise Lines, the ships do it differently. On this ship, if you are one of the loyalty members, I think it's just gold or above, you don't need a tender ticket, so you can get on any of the tenders, but they still give out tickets by number to everybody else. So we could have gone at any time, it's just we didn't want to go over when the weather was bad.
Yeah.
But now it's beautiful, so we're going to get ready to go. We're going to go jump on a tender, and we'll touch base back with you once we get on the island. Look at the band. If you don't have a shore excursion planned, once you get off the tender at the dock, there are people here who will, there's a tour bus right behind me where it's $35 a person. They'll take you on a 2-hour tour, air-conditioned bus around the island. And there's other folks here that will be willing to take you for a lot less money than you would get or would spend on the cruise ship. So we're in port late tonight, it's 8 o'clock, so there's really no concern about getting back in time. So it is always an option to do that when you come to these islands. We're just not sure what we're gonna do yet. We're gonna walk around a bit and we're gonna get the lay of the land. As we walk down to the downtown area from the pier, there's all kinds of little places, a lot of pearl stores. There's a beautiful church that we passed by.
There's cafes, you can get your nails done.
Yeah, selling fresh taro and bananas and other fruits and vegetables. And there's also this boutique and this grocery store. Rose was kind of curious about the prices, so we're gonna go in and check it out. And we'll share that info with you in case you wanted to stock up while you're here.
Fresh bread, which is really awesome. Smells good too. Every kind of liquor you could think of.
Of course, Rose finds the booze aisle first thing. Yeah.
Oh, let's go. Come on, they got some meat down here. Prices? Not so bad. Fresh fruit. Well, that's what, 12 bucks? That's not too bad. That's American prices right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that looks absolutely delicious.
$22?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
No.
That's about right.
Yep.
Okay, so the groceries don't seem to be that much more expensive here.
No.
I mean, I'm sure certain things are, but fresh stuff seems to be pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
We may have to amend that statement to not include liquor and Red Bull.
Red Bull. $15 for a 4-pack.
Yeah,
Yikes.
That's a little bit steep.
Yeah.
And the booze is, some of it, I guess the local stuff is cheaper.
Yeah, the name brands, yeah.
The imported stuff is probably twice the price. Hello.
Oh, they pretty much have a lot of little souvenirs, a little bit of medicine there, some tea, bathing suits. Yeah, they have everything that you'd need if you forgot something at home. Even the can opener, or bottle opener we're always looking for. And it is Christmas time.
Yes, at Christmas time. Okay, we made a big purchase. We forgot our playing cards and we need these. We use them all the time. So yeah, that's our big purchase for the day. Moving on. All of these pearl shops, boutiques, stores, little restaurants, gas stations, the church and everything. All of this sits at the base and in the shadow of the huge mountain. And if you forget about it, like, I don't know if these people being here every day even bother looking up there, but I just can't stop looking up there. We're walking down the street. I keep looking at that view. You can't tell on camera, but it looks a lot smaller on camera. But that is a majestic mountain that I would just be in awe of, I think, every day.
Yeah.
This is just a beautiful place. There's so much, well, it's not a lot here, but there's history here. The island has a rich history. We thought about taking a bus tour around the island, but we really, you know what, we're just not I gotta say, we're not in the mood right now. We want a chill day. Now tomorrow's a sea day, but and so we'll get a chance to chill there, but I think we're just gonna have a chill day. I don't think we're going anywhere. We certainly don't want to go to the beach. We just spent the last 3 days beaching it. We're a little beached out. I didn't think it would happen, but we need a day off. So we're gonna just walk around a bit more. If we see anything else, we'll show it to you, and then we're gonna get back on the tender. Today we're visiting the island of Raratonga, and we, in the spirit of saving money, decided not to do a shore excursion on this island. We had spoken how expensive they are. We'll put some prices up on the screen to show you what it would cost if you were going to do a ship excursion on the island here, and the types of excursions that they have available. We have reserved a rental car, and basically how we did that, how we get our rental cars is we'll go online, pull up the map of the island we're visiting, and we will locate where the tender docks or the cruise ship docks, and then we'll do a quick search around that area to see if there's any rental car companies within walking distance or even a short cab ride distance. And then we'll go online and see if we can reserve that rental car, so that way we can save a little bit of money. We also like to do our own thing mostly.
Yeah. As
you well know from watching our videos, we're more of an independent kind of tourist. So that's why we opt for rental cars as much as we can. In Raratonga, as you can see, when you get off the dock, there's a really nice welcome committee there. The lady playing the ukulele with the huge smile on her face. It was very nice. It wasn't anything like we experienced in Papeete or Moorea, but it's still very nice. There is an information booth there. Looked like there was some buses. There is a bus here there is 2 bus lines here. One that travels clockwise around the island. Whoop, low tree. The other one travels counterclockwise around the island. And we've been told that they come around every 20 minutes or so and they run all day. So that is an option. I think the cost for, what'd she say, like 10 rides was $35 or something like that. Or I think independent rides were $5. So that's always an option, a cheaper option. Of course, there's taxis here. And also there is a trail, a hiking trail that you can take. It goes it's about a mile long, goes across the whole island, and it ends at a waterfall, and hopefully that we'll be visiting that waterfall today. Although we're not doing the hike, we're gonna go ahead and drive up there. So that is also an option. You have a lot of options here other than the ship excursions, I guess, is what our point is. So just keep that in mind. Just after the first roundabout, as you get out of the pier and you make a left and you follow the road, maybe 100 yards or 100 meters down the road is Raro Cars, and that's the company that we decided to use for our rental car. We'll let you know how it goes. All right, don't be half-fast like us, because we went over there and basically they sell cars here as well. This is the rental building right over here across the parking lot. So that's where we're going. There it is.
Here we are at Raratonga car rentals, and it's a good idea if you can just come on over a little early, as soon as you can when you get off of the ship, because it gets busy rather quickly.
What side of the car are you on, hon?
Well, I'm on
the wrong side.
Not the usual side, I can tell you that. Yeah, we have not reversed the camera. We are in the Cook Islands. They drive on the, must have been a British colony, because they're driving on the opposite side of the road, the not so normal side of the road, for those of you from across the pond. Look, I'm reaching for my seatbelt. Yeah, not there. This is really gonna be half-fast. All right, we're on our way. I think we're gonna go first to the waterfall because we wanna try to beat all the tourists there. So let's go. As soon as I can figure out how to turn the car on. Done. One word on driving in foreign countries. I guess the most important thing is to know which side of the road to drive on.
Please.
Because that's probably the most important thing. You don't want to be driving on the wrong side of the road. Second thing is, and you can see we're about to pass a policeman, you don't want to break any traffic rules if you can avoid it, because we found some places are pretty strict. Also, if you're driving on the wrong side of the car and on the wrong side of the road, just remember that your turn signal is not on the left side.
He keeps turning the wipers on.
The turn signal's on your right hand. There we go again. I remember doing this a lot in Saint Lucia. Yeah, I was constantly hitting the windshield wipers. So yeah, so there is that too. So just a lot of little things to remember. We've driven in a lot of foreign countries. Most recently, before today, in Italy, we were there. We rented a car for a couple weeks, and we were driving around. And for the most part, the driving rules are the same, with a little bit of differences. Sometimes they aren't adhering to the rules in certain places as much as we do in the United States. There was a lot of lane markings being optional when we were in Italy. So just keep that in mind. We're on our way now. We just are leaving the little downtown area by the port. I guess that's a ferry stop also. And now we're going to be heading over to, we were told there's a great waterfall So that's where we're gonna go first because we're trying to beat the crowds. And you saw that there was a lot of people in line at the
Car rental place?
Yeah, so it's a pretty common thing that people off the cruise ship rent the cars. That's why we like to get out on the first tender if we can. Get there early, get an early start because we don't have a lot of time today. We have to be back at the tender at 4 o'clock. Let's go. You ready, Rose?
I'm ready.
Rose is so excited. As true Americans, we might automatically assume that when they told us it was going to be a $5 charge to go down the road to the waterfall, we assumed it was going to be US dollars. Luckily, we had a $5 US because when we got there, he asked us for New Zealand dollars. Now, we don't have New Zealand dollars, so
Oops.
yeah, oops. Now, on this trip, I didn't mention it before, but in Moria and Papiete and Bora Bora, US dollars are widely accepted. So I'm not so sure here in the Cook Islands if that's the case. Apparently it's not so common because he looked at me like I had 3 heads. However, he did take the 5 and he did allow us to go in. So so we're good there. So right now, Rose is going to show you the road. We're heading up to the waterfall. It's about a 2-kilometer ride up to this waterfall. And we're taking it very slowly.
Because our engine light is on.
Right. Mission accomplished. We are at the waterfall and we're the only ones here. We were doubting we were in the right spot. The road up here is very rough for a regular car. We bottomed out a couple times, but it doesn't look like we caused any damage or anything. But
No.
we have full insurance, which we recommend anytime you're renting a car. But you can probably hear the waterfall in the background. We can see it. In fact, let me turn you around.
Ooh, it's beautiful. Our own private waterfall. Woohoo! The water looks crystal clear.
Yeah, we're going swimming?
No.
Why not?
Dan's attempt of going swimming in the waterfall lagoon.
Oh, you know
The
what?
pond. Oh, bow chicky bow.
I apologize for this. I blame this on the cruise ship.
Watch
But
out
they
for
did give me ballast. Yeah, good.
He's a daredevil, that's for sure. Well, maybe just the devil part. How is it? Nice and chilly? Ta-da! Oh my God, the mosquitoes here are horrendous.
We mentioned the hiking trail across the island. It's called the Cross Island Track. So right here at the waterfall is the other end of the Cross Island Track. Now they recommend walking. This is the south end that ends at the waterfall. They recommend starting it at the north end, and then you end up down here at the south end, and then you get to see this beautiful waterfall right here on the map. So that's what they recommend. You can see it's 20 to 30 minutes, and it's 1.3 to 1.5 kilometers.
Got it.
Rose, are you chasing butterflies?
I am. Oh my God, they're so cute. I thought that was the guy at the car rental place. Thank you.
No. We found this parking area. It's not really a parking area. A little pull off right on the side of the road. There's no signs here that says we can't park here, so we're gonna go ahead and park here and check out the snorkeling. There's a couple of snorkeling tours going out in the area, so it should be pretty good. So let's go check it out.
Where you going?
I'm just checking the sign out, see what it says.
Look at this
Danger sign.
beautiful beach. We're going snorkeling right over there. How amazing is that? Pago Beach. I'm not sure the name of this little
There's a few fish in
roadside
this grove, but
beach.
not many.
It's beautiful.
He said the current is very strong when we're out here snorkeling.
Okay. This is a gorgeous beach, but the current's just a little bit strong for snorkeling. We don't have flippers with us, just our water shoes, and there's a really strong current going out. So we didn't want to take any chances to go into any deeper. I saw a couple things in the shallows, mostly juvenile fish. But we're gonna move on to the next beach. This is the world famous, well anyway, island famous Muri Beach and Lagoon. And if you're coming here by car, there's not really a place marked for like a public parking lot.
Right.
But there's a few side roads. We came down here by the Lagoon Cruises office, and there was parking down here at the end. As you can see, there's a lot of places to rent water sports if you like kite surfing. There's sailing out there, kayaking.
Yeah, it's kind of neat.
Lagoon cruises, yeah, snorkeling tours. They've got a lot of stuff here. We're gonna hang out here for a little bit and just, I don't know.
Enjoy the sunshine.
Explore, like that's the plan.
Okay, that too.
We walked down the beach a ways, and actually we saw this this football field and right by the sports club, and this looks like the section where the buses bring the tourists, and there's a big parking lot here. So if you're looking for parking and you can't find it, just try to find that sports club. It's just a road that comes off the main road. You shouldn't have any problem spotting it, and it puts you off right in the middle of the beautiful lagoon. It's gorgeous, but no problem accessing this, and you can even take a cab over here. You can see all the taxis are lined up. You could no problem finding a taxi back to the ship. So we decided, we hung out on Muri Beach for a while. I did a little bit of snorkeling. The snorkeling's not so good there, really, to be honest. It was mostly grassy, a little bit of coral, but most of it was dead. Some tropical fish, but on the smaller side fish. So, I mean, it's not the best snorkeling, but we've also been very spoiled with Moria, and it's just, it's hard to top that, right, Rose?
Yeah, and all the ship tours go there.
Yeah.
There were at least 4 boats, big ones, probably with about 50, 60, maybe more people on each one, coming to explore the beach and
Lagoon tours.
lagoon tours, yeah. And they had a band playing tribal music, which was really cool because they played so loud the whole beach heard it. Anyway, so anything else you want to say?
Yes, if you are in Raratonga just for the day on the cruise ship and you don't have anything else to do and you want to go somewhere that's beautiful, we highly recommend Muri Beach. They are not lying to you. It is a very nice beach. Just don't expect like I don't know, 5-star snorkeling, because that's not what it is. It's more about water sports, and it's just a beautiful beach. The water is gorgeous. It's crystal clear, and the temperature is just right. So now we're gonna take a ride. We didn't go around the west side of the island, so now we're gonna do that and see what we see. We'll take you with us. So this behind us is Black Rock, and this is an important site. It marks the boundary between 2 of the areas here, but also it was a place where the Maori people in the Neolithic times used to use this rock for making tools, and it's really very interesting, really cool. We're gonna go down and check out the beach. This is definitely one of the more interesting places that we've seen on the island. We haven't seen any of these formations like this, have we, hon?
Nope.
Except by the waterfall. The waterfall was coming through this black rock as well. But this is right on the coast. It's gorgeous.
Really cool.
And the water is crystal clear as usual.
Yep.
We're gonna check to see how the snorkeling is off of Black Rock.
Here he goes, King Triton.
I'm carrying the car keys, so I'll be extra careful.
Here's my little merman.
There's a lot more live coral and a lot more fish here than over on the other side of the island. So if you're looking for a better snorkeling spot, Black Rock will probably be your spot. There's a little bit of a current out there, but it's not quite as bad as that first place we went. So not bad, not a bad spot. It's very scenic. If you're interested in doing the cross island trek, we just drove up the trek from Raratonga car rental, or Raro cars, and that's that roundabout right where we rented that car and right in front of Raro cars. That is the roundabout that you have to take the road that heads up into the mountains, and that is the trail. Now we drove quite a bit of it. You can see that you can drive a good portion of it if you have a car, and then there's a parking area here, and then you can walk the rest of the distance, but then you would have to walk back, or you have somebody drop you off. So even if you took like a cab here, if you wanted to shorten the hike, you take a cab to right here, and then you can hike the rest of the way. That's what it looks like some people are doing. So yeah, it says it's a 3 to 6 hour hike. So we're not gonna do it. It does go past the Needle. I don't think we're going to be able to get video of the Needle. It's just over these trees. All right, here's just a word for the wise. When you're looking for a gas station to fill up your rental car, if you don't have like the cards that they use here on the island or New Zealand dollars, you're going to need to go to one of the larger gas stations. We had to go back to the airport, right around the airport, or actually just past the airport. There was a larger gas station that takes Visa and MasterCard, but the other ones weren't taking it. So just make a note of that if you're coming here to Raratonga.
And chickens.
Rose is distracted by the chickens. Hang on. Yeah, little chickens. Hey chicks. Hey chicks. Okay. Yeah, we're easily distracted. Squirrel, squirrel. So Rose, how was your day in Raratonga?
It was really nice.
Yeah, we had a great day. You know, it started off, I mean, the waterfall was amazing. The beach in Muri, you know, it was starting to cloud over, so we were a little concerned that the weather might turn, but on these islands, you can never tell what the weather's gonna do. It can be perfectly sunny 1 minute and then be completely overcast. We have experienced like 5 different weather experiences already in one day, and that's just the way it goes here. But yeah, I'm glad we found that Black Rock beach, because now that we've seen Black Rock and Muri Beach, they're completely different. So, but we love that Black Rock beach. If we had to do it over again and we could only go to one of those beaches,
That's where we go.
we would definitely go to Black Rock. And it's more rocky. It's not like that white sand beach, and it's a little rougher, but it's got the snorkeling opportunities and those rocks. Oh, and the shells.
And the shell.
Oh my God, the coral and seashells, absolutely gorgeous. Just what a great day. So if you're coming to Raratonga, we hope that this video helped you and gave you some ideas of what you can do if you're on kind of a tight budget, or if you've got the best budget, you just want to know what to see.
Yep.
All right, we're moving on. Well, Rose, what do you think?
I think it's a soggy rainy day here in Pago Pago.
Yes, we figured it out that it's not Pago Pago, it's not Pago Pago, it's Pago Pago. Pago Pago, even though there's no ends in it, but that's Pago Pago Island behind us. And as you can see, the weather is not cooperating, and that's kind of common, we're told, in these South Pacific islands. The good news is that the weather can change very quickly, and we're told that it's supposed to be nicer this afternoon. We're pulling in around 10 a.m. We're only here until about 5 p.m. We do not have a scheduled excursion or any kind of tour booked, but there is a beach. If you look at that rock over there, I think that's right about where it is. There's a very famous beach there that's walking distance to the port.
$2 beach.
$2 beach, is that what it's called? And it's, or you can take a very short cab ride over there from the port. That's what we're told. If the weather clears enough for us to go do that, that's our plan for today. Well, the weather has cleared somewhat. The ship's been cleared. Most of the people have already gone off. It's still overcast, but it's not raining. So
At least it's hopeful.
Yes. So we're gonna go take a walk. Our original plans were to walk over to the beach. It's maybe a 5-10 minute walk, we think. And we're gonna do that unless we find something better to do. So we're gonna go down there and just see, because we've never been here before.
Yep.
When you come out of the port right here, past all the shops, there's all kinds of tour operators that have these buses, the green buses, and it's $20 a person. They'll take you all the way around the island, and they make multiple stops where you can take photos and videos and whatever. We're not really sure what that all involves, and we're not sure if we're gonna do that yet.
$165.
$165 for a rental car. There's also Avis rental cars standing out here, and they charge $165. We passed a lady holding a sign for her beachside place. I'll put the sign up on the screen.
It includes food, the beach, access, snorkeling.
And a snorkel tour and transportation. And that, what'd you say, $135 per person?
$135.
But you have to book that one online in advance.
Yeah.
So the first beach you come to when you're walking, go out the port and make a left, is Utile Beach. And it's more of a park than it is a beach, I would call it. I mean, you could go swimming here. It's probably looks much nicer on a sunny day, but there's a lot of runoff and pipes that are draining into this, so it doesn't appear to be the cleanest. Now that building behind us, that's Sadie's, and that's a restaurant kind of resort. We're going to be coming back there to try to get some internet, but in the meantime, we're going to take a walk and just continue walking down here and seeing what we can see. We're going to amend our earlier opinion of Utile Beach, which is right back there. As we walked around, we came over to this very snorkelable spot, and if the sun were out, this water would be so blue and green. It's gorgeous. But Rose made a spotting right when we hit this spot. What'd you see, Rose?
A turtle!
The turtles are in this area. So if we decided to bring our snorkels and masks, which we didn't bring this time, we could have been snorkeling with the turtles again. So that's just something to keep in mind. There are definitely turtles out here because we've seen at least one.
Yep.
So right when you get to the first kind of corner where there's a guardrail, I'm going to show you in a second, and you'll get to this sign showing that we're leaving this village. There's an entry point right here where you could enter with your snorkel gear and get right out to the outside of the reef there. It looks like it's deep enough. It's not too shallow where you're going to be scraping, and I bet the turtles have made their way out here as well. So again, we're wishing we had brought the snorkel gear, but again, the weather is threatening, so we're going to keep moving. What do we got here, Rose?
Oh, look at that big thing out there.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my gosh, I wish the light was better. Oh, the sun. Come on, sun. You can do it.
Just for a
You
minute.
can do it. Well, we've come across another, looks like a public beach park area. And as you can see, or you may be able to see, the water is a little bit dirtier here. We're kind of at the end of this deep valley, and we're thinking that there's a river that runs down in here and deposits silt and whatever, and that's why the water isn't quite so clear in this little bay. But it's still a beautiful spot. So the name of the beach is Faga'alu, and apparently they were trying to get people to keep it beautiful, but they're having a hard time of it, it looks like. Somebody needs to come over here and do a beach cleanup. Get it back to its old glory. If you decide to do this little walk like we did, just know there's stores along the way as you go, little places. And we bought a big thing of water, and it was like the same price as we paid. It was like $2.75 for alkaline water. It was really reasonable prices, unlike some of the other islands we've been to. So we like that. And Rose just spotted something. Let's see what she found. What you got there, Rose? What is it?
Look.
What am I looking at?
The butterfly. Look how beautiful that thing is.
Yeah, that's a nice one. We just came across this sign that says that there's a fall here up this road, but we don't know how far it is. If we can find that out in time for when we post the video, we'll put it on the screen. Other than that, just know that there's a fall here, and if you are on a tour, you may want to consider going to see the fall because it might be nice. There's a lot of neat little buildings here. I mean, they're not in the best repair. I'd have to say they're in a state, a lot of them are in a state of disrepair, but they've got this quaint charm, and that backdrop of the mountains and the valleys and all the lush greenery. It's just a nice little walk.
So we just spoke to one of the locals and asked them about the waterfall that we would want to go and see, and they said that it's not recommended because there are very many dogs up there, and they said they are vicious.
Well, mean.
So,
she said mean.
Mean means vicious to me.
Mean dogs. But if you follow that road all the way up, they said without turning, it eventually leads to the falls. And that leads me to the other thing, because here's the big, I think this is going to be the big river inlet. We've been talking about this river. Here it is. And now it's started to rain. So now we're going to go find some cover. We've said it many times in the videos that the weather is very unpredictable in these South Pacific islands, and once again it's proving it because, yeah, just as we were filming that last segment, it started to rain. So now we are hiding under this. Is this a church?
I think it's a church.
Yeah, there's a cross here. It's got to be a church. So, you know, any shelter in a storm. And we'll continue moving once it stops raining, because it's start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. Well, we figured out how they control the mosquitoes here. Apparently all they got to do is cook.
I don't think they're cooking, hon.
It looks like they're cooking. Maybe they're burning trash. I don't know. But yeah, I guess that will take care of mosquitoes, though.
It will.
Okay. In case you were wondering, we like to point these interesting things out whenever we see them, right, babe?
Yep.
All right. Apparently that dirty water is only up in that very back part of the bay, because out here the water is gorgeous. If the sun were shining, you would see it. There's a beautiful reef out there and some nice sandy bottom. This would be a beautiful snorkeling spot on a nice day. Rose, look what we got.
Ta-da!
There it is. That's what we were coming to see. Want to get a nice, good close-up view.
Not these achy bones and hips and knees. We came to see that.
Yes. This scenery is just stunning. There's this little tiny patch of beach here. A couple of viewpoints where all the buses stop so the tourists could take pictures of that rock back there. I'll put the name of it on the screen as soon as I figure out what the name is. I think I saw it somewhere, but I can't remember what it was. You probably have it in your pocket.
I do.
On that map. But we'll put it at the bottom of the screen. And yeah, it was a pretty far walk. How many steps do you think we did?
I can tell you right now.
All right.
Old phone.
It's definitely over a mile.
7,074.
And what's the distance on that? 7,074
I
steps.
can't convert it. No.
Oh, well, you guys can do your own conversions for that. We don't have the longest strides, but not the shortest either. Use average size strides.
Yeah.
We're gonna hang here for a little bit. We brought a towel so we can sit down on the beach and just enjoy this view. We have it all to ourselves right now.
I love when that happens.
Yes, and for right now, the weather's cooperating. I see another storm way out there, but as of right now, it's like we're gonna stay. I better not say it. I better knock on wood. Yes. Well, here's an interesting little tidbit of information. If you ever come to this beach on a Sunday, we just had one of the local ladies come to us and tell us, as I was walking, I just had put my feet in the water, and she said that there is no swimming on this beach on Sundays. That it's something sacred about the beach in this area. They don't allow swimming on Sundays, which explains why there's nobody else here.
Yeah.
But we are allowed to sit here and just admire it. We just can't swim. So I'm gonna put my shoes back on, and I was just putting my feet in the water.
You're just a rule breaker.
I know. We definitely don't want to break any rules.
No.
That's not us.
No.
Rose, I gotta say, this is probably one of the most scenic bus benches I've ever been on. We're sitting at the bus stop. Just we're not really waiting for a bus. I think we're gonna try to grab a cab back to the ship. If the bus comes, we'll probably hop on it. I can't imagine that it could be
That expensive?
yeah, or that it's got to be going to the port, and there's only one road really.
It is only one road.
Yeah, that we saw. So yeah, so we're gonna sit here and see what happens. In the meantime, we're gonna enjoy this view some more. All right, we're cheating on the way back. We grabbed a cab that just happened to be driving by, and now we're heading over to Sadie's, which is right next to Utilay Beach. We passed it on the way out, and we're gonna see if we can get something to eat, something to drink, and some reliable internet, because our international wireless plan doesn't cover American Samoa.
Or the Cook Islands.
Yeah, it doesn't cover those either. So we're thinking we're not gonna have phone connection, data connection until we get to Brisbane, Australia. Bummer. That's like 10 days away. We're here at Sadie's Resort, and this is actually called the Goat Island Cafe. And we're trying this local beer, Violima. What do you think, Rose? It's not that bad, right?
No, it's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Sorry about the burp. But the best part about this whole place, because we're about to try the food and we'll let you know, but the best part so far is this view. Check this out. And add to that a nice breeze, comfortable temperatures, and good company. And we're doing just great. Okay, we have one thing to say. If you come here to Sadie's and the grill here, Rose got a Reuben. What do you think, babe?
Hold on.
The only thing is they didn't have rye bread, but man.
Delicious.
Yeah, and I got a Wahoo wrap. And compared to the pricing of some of the other islands we've been on, very reasonable prices. This is more along the lines of what we would get at home. Very good. All right, I'm gonna dig in. 100%, unequivocally, the best meal, the best lunch that we've had
On this trip.
on this trip. And what about that Reuben, hun?
Holy cow. It was so moist and delicious. That brisket, amazing.
Didn't you just tell me that it was the best Reuben you've ever
I've
had?
ever had.
Yeah,
ever.
the corned beef was right?
It was a brisket.
Oh.
Yeah, corned beef brisket, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, this restaurant got very high reviews on TripAdvisor and Viator.
And for good reason.
Yeah. So that's why we came here. Also, if you're here overnight, the steakhouse, we heard good things about the steakhouse as well. So definitely want to try that out if you're here in Pago Pago. We got to go around.
That way.
All right, we're on our way back to the ship. Well, we made it back on the ship. We kind of dodged like sprinkles here and there. It's been starting, stopping. We even got some sun for like, what, 30 seconds?
Yeah.
You know, we always say about Florida that if you don't like the weather, just wait 5 minutes. Well, here it's more like you don't like the weather, wait like 30, 45 seconds.
Yeah.
Because it's going to change. But we managed to have a great day. We had a good time. Got a little exercise in. We walked out to the beach, and then we had a really great meal. And now we're back on the ship. We're going to be sailing to another of the islands in American Samoa,
Apia.
right around the corner to
Apia.
yeah, the next island up, the town of Apia. So that's going to be tomorrow. Today we're just going to relax for a little bit. I think we're going to go up and soak in the hot tub. And
My
then,
Tootsie sure need it.
yes, so those of you who are cruisers know that that's the ultimate medicine for a long walk. So that's what our plans are for today. We'll see how that works out. If anything else happens, we'll let you know. Well, here's the situation, okay? When you get off the ship, they give you come back on the ship time. Everybody knows that. You got to be back on the ship at that time. That time for today was 5 o'clock. Well, it's now, what, just after?
5:05.
It's 5:05. And as you can see down there, they've got all the officers standing out there by the gangway. They pulled in all of the tents and the accoutrements that they put out there, but they're obviously waiting for somebody. They've been making announcements over the PA. What they'll do is they'll call names to make sure that maybe their key card didn't scan right and they're not on the ship. So they're looking for these people. Now what happened in this case is about 10 minutes ago, a woman came running up, one of the passengers, and was frantic. We couldn't tell what she was saying, but she was making hand gestures as if somebody else was supposed to come and they weren't coming yet. And she was on her phone trying to call them. What it looks like happened is she was able to get in touch with them by phone. And this is speculation right now, but I think what happened was they assured her that they would go ahead and wait since they know where they are. So I think that's what's happening. But we'll see. If nobody else gets back on the boat, we'll know that they didn't make it. But yeah, so hopefully that these people make it back on the ship on time. We got our fingers crossed, right, babe? All right, here they come, running aboard. And you know, the crowd's always appreciative and cheering.
Shame!
Y'all have seen Pier Runners on the phone. We can joke about it now because they made it back, but yeah, Rose likes yelling shame, but it could happen to anybody, including us. Hopefully it won't one day. The ship will sometimes make adjustments.
Oh, there's more. There's more. There's a ton of them.
Oh, wow. Must have been a tour group. Sometimes the ship will make adjustments. Sometimes they can't because they really are on a tight schedule. But luckily, our next stop is the next island over tonight. So we're not going to be sailing very fast. We're not really in a rush. We're going to be getting there super early in the morning anyway. So that is all working in their favor. So it looks like tragedy averted, and it looks like we're going to get everybody on board. Good job! Overall, we had a very good day here in Pago Pago. And if you're looking to do these islands on a budget, like we've been discussing on the islands, we did it for
$55.
If we hadn't had the beer and lunch, it would have been a $10 day just for the cab ride. That's what and if we walk back, we wouldn't have paid anything. It was a free day, and we got to see a lot of nice sights. We saw some wildlife, we saw the turtles, but paying that extra $40 or $45 for the lunch, that was a great lunch.
Totally worth it.
Yeah, completely. One of the better lunches we've had actually probably the best lunch we've had on the trip. And now we are going to be sailing out of the harbor, and we're going to show you the sights as we go. One last word before we sign off for the night. Tonight we're going to be crossing the international date line, so it is currently December 8th. When we wake up in the morning, it's going to be December 10th. we don't get a December 9th this year.
Uh-oh, so anybody with that birthday? Not
So-
this time.
But it's official. We are officially 1 day younger than everybody else on the planet.
I wish it were more.
Yes. Unfortunately, when we go home, we're going to feel a lot older.
Oh.
That's a 24-hour travel day. But we're trying not to think about that right now. Are you ready to sign off for the night?
Yep.
All right. Good night, everyone. We'll see you in the morning.